I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. All of the Eagle will lead us in the invocation.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the opportunity you've given us to make tonight. Father, we ask you to be with our frontline help people, Father, and keep them safe, our first responders, our police, our fire. Give them the protection, Father, that they pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Item number 4, approve the agenda.
I'd like to add an item to the agenda.
Okay.
I'd like to add to the agenda, item that we, freeze hiring for 45 days. Please.
Freeze hiring 45 days.
And promotions. Huh?
And the reason for?
Because anticipated reduction in revenue. We're trying to keep them, laying people off and things like this, so in order to try to do that other thing.
We don't really know what we're going to have to work with.
Right.
We don't.
Have a motion, I guess.
We have a second. We'll add that as item 14. Item 5, approve the docket of claims. Well, we need to approve the agenda now. Approve the agenda as changes, with changes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Approve the docket of claims.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Item 6, approve the minutes. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Item 7, approval of the consent agenda.
So moved.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Item 8, subdivision development agreement with Crossroads Subdivision Phase 2 between the City of Hernando and Cal Wilkins.
This is for phase 2. They was approved back in December. This is our standard subdivision development agreement. The bond amount has been set by the city attorney. And with approval of this development agreement, we are finalizing the bond amounts.
I think you meant city engineer. Yeah.
Done good.
Y'all wouldn't want my bond, so you wouldn't want the city.
Any questions?
Just for record, how much is it? Not total of 9.
That basically includes what?
Road system, sanitary sewer, and storm drainage. The water system is the net water system, that's why it's not included.
Any questions from the audience? From the board? Do we have a motion?
I move to approve the subdivision development agreement for Crossroads subdivision phase 2 between the City of Hernando and Mr. Cal Wilkins, Crossroads DeSoto LLC, and to authorize the mayor to execute the agreement.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Item 9, adoption of an ordinance for the purpose of amending Chapter 16 Environmental Article 3 Noise of the City of Hernando Code of Ordinance.
I was asked to help look at crafting language for a noise ordinance, that address construction, noises. I looked at what the city of South Haven, Boyd Lake, and Olive Branch have. They have full noise ordinances that addresses more things. The construction noise seems to be what we have, the planning department and you, the aldermen, are receiving the most complaints about. The specific will be setting a time limit for construction activity, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday, and 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. Enforcement would be by the police department, and there are violation penalties, so if officers do have to, they can issue citations for the penalty.
I'll not just address everything.
Yeah. I don't think, I've looked at some of these other, from the adjacent cities, and I don't think we need all of that this time. I think with his recommendation would be fine for right now.
Is logging included in this, logging of trees?
I would think that would be agriculture.
Yeah, I don't think we can do that, actually.
I just want that to be on record.
I think that's state restrictions.
Questions from the audience?
One question.
According to AERC, to her construction limitations, that we can build that in our directions to contractors. So is it just no construction other than those hours, or is
One covers it.
Doesn't it
It
cover?
relates to a power saw, planer,
there's no
other power
insulated?
tools, appliances, or saws or hammers.
So they're like raking, mulch or
Construction
something?
activities is in the definition.
It's not, we pretty much cover everything.
Okay. It'll help us help you with the writer specifications on, jobs in Orlando, so that's why I'm asking. Thank you.
Any more questions?
It doesn't cover like painters, does it? Like airless painters? I mean, because you can't hear them inside the house.
No, it's for noise.
So, we have dumpsters that pick up 6 o'clock in the morning. PFI.
Are people complaining about that though?
I haven't complained, but they pick up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Because I think this is intended just to give us.
And under 1679, number one, it said the use or operation of construction equipment. Garbage, is not considered construction, so it won't apply.
Can I read the title of this ordinance?
Yeah, but look down at the specific unlawful noises though. I mean, that's where you get the meat of it. When we look at, that's what happens sometimes when we look at the head versus what's in the meat of it, who was affected, that's the key.
When the public sees ordinance of the city of Fernandez for the purpose of amending the chapter 16 environment article in noise of the city of Fernando Code for. They got the here, they're going boom, 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 boom at 5:30 or 6 o'clock. It doesn't say construction. I know I'm nitpicking, but
Yeah, but again,
I'll be the one to get the call.
but you just tell them that don't apply. I mean,
Well, and two,
Yeah,
construction.
dogs, barking dogs, huh? Just barking dogs, but that's why.
No.
No,
it's construction.
then we need to put construction in here somewhere.
It's in there.
Not in the top,
It's not
not
gonna
in
be
the name of the ordinance.
it's not gonna be up there, Mike.
Why not?
It's not gonna be there.
Why not?
Why would it? You can.
Because you got other noise.
You gonna put dogs and cats and all that stuff in there? Come on, now.
Do we have exclusions in this?
Because it's on the side, it's not identified.
If you will look at section 16-77, the city existing noise ordinance, it's one paragraph. So the title that I have to amend that ordinance is correct.
That's right.
The amendment is to include construction activity noises.
Mike, if you get the funds, then we can bring it back and I'll amend it.
We already have a noise ordinance against it. Unreasonable loud noises shall not be made, caused to be made, or continue to be made in the residential districts of the city. Now, does that have a time limit? Are we adding a time limit to that?
The times are listed down there, in 3.
7 AM to 7 PM.
Under section 16-79,
Number
3.
So does that include garbage dumpsters?
No, because those are not construction.
So this should say construction,
It does say construction.
not in this title.
It's like a pin.
But look under your definition section, 16-78.
The public is gonna see noise ordinance.
But this is a.
The public ain't even read it if you want to tell the truth. Well, let's just be real, they don't even read it, that's the problem. When they say they have.
So we're gonna be transparent.
It is transparent.
I got them. We'll roll call, please.
Miller,
I ain't gonna say any more questions.
Have you say?
Any more questions? Audience? We have a motion.
Motion to approve.
With wait.
Read.
I second.
Roll call.
Miller,
Aye.
Higdon.
Aye.
McLendon,
Nay.
Brooks. Hobbs.
Aye.
Harris.
Hi.
Bryant.
Brian.
You sleep?
Motion granted. All right, discussion and adoption of the bid to animal shelter, Mr. Doug Thornton.
Mayor, Board. On the 16th of this month, we opened bids, public bids for the animal shelter, and I brought just a snapshot drawing. But Murphy and Sons was low. We had it broken down. You see the A, B, C, D pods, A is on the lower right, B, C on the lower left, and D on the upper left. And we broke it down by pods, hoping to get it where we could manage some of the costs. So I think maybe they have a copy of the bid tab. So you see the numbers there. And, in review of that, dollars per square foot and everything going on, as an architect, I'm recommending award the bid just because of the amount of dollars of what we're getting. I think it's high. I think some of it is because of what's going on in the economy. There's some trepidation with supply chains and managing subs and time and all that. And, part of it too, we had asked for donations during the bid process. We got one donation that was for epoxy floors, and that was for just the material, not the labor to install it. And that was it. If we put that out, when we were notified of that, we put that in addendum so that all bidders wait until economy's going back again. I would say, I hate to postpone it because I know everybody's been waiting on this animal shelter for a long time. Economy going a little bit more, people may be more willing to donate. It's hard to ask for donation, a little bit further out. I wouldn't want to get too far out when we're getting into the winter to try to get it built, but I would wait until maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks and see what the economy is doing and people are back to work, that type of thing. So that's my outsider recommendation, professional recommendation, but be glad to answer any questions, comments, concerns.
So, for your professional recommendation, you asking us to
Not awarded.
not
Reject
award
the bid.
Yeah, reject the
Reject
bids.
the bid, and then we do it in 45 days,
That's right.
pay the 45 days.
Right.
And the amount of lowest bid was $816,300 without the acoustic dampers.
Right, for all 4 pods, the A16. So I did a breakdown on the bottom. If you went with A and D, which are the, in my opinion, the bare minimum of what you need, it was about 446,000 for A and D.
Mr. Gordon, let me ask you a question. Why do you think the bids will come in lower? The contractors, construction workers, GCs, they're all busy. They're all real busy.
Right.
Matter of fact, they're the only ones that's still working in Memphis. So why would you think they're gonna come? Do you not think it's gonna get even busier once the economy?
It's a risk.
Turn back around?
Yeah, I agree, and I've had that concern. I do think we're gonna have to make some changes in the design to get the cost down. I'll give you one example. We use concrete block everywhere inside for durability, because in my opinion, that's the best material for what we're doing in there. And part of that equation was we're kind of thinking in Oakland, we were gonna get some block donated to offset the premium of that. There are some areas, the structure, I think we could do with the wood and get some costs down, do some of that type thing, maybe even reduce some building heights. So, we can go through it, and I'm willing to make those changes, cost out of it, and then rebid it that way.
I mean, just looking at those drawings, I used to sell metal roofs. You made that roof, all those different kits.
And we may even look at that as an option, as a way to get the.
But you did that because of the pod.
Right,
Yeah,
for expansibility, to do 1, 2, 3, or 4. We did just single roof, square pyramids, and then they're connected with like a school canopy type thing. So in my mind, that part wasn't extremely expensive other than the extra perimeter. Right. Yeah, I understand fully what you're saying.
How long, I mean, you can have it ready within 4.
So whatever time frame you guys want to put it on, we'll make it work from our standpoint.
Would we need to review anything before we put it to bid?
Yeah, I would. Make sure we're not doing something that hurts us down the road from a maintenance standpoint, that type of thing. But make sure we still get all the functions in there.
Looks like it'd be the 1st of June or the 2nd
That's what I
of
was
June.
gonna say, if we did it 4 weeks out, then we can look at something at the end of May, and then hopefully be able to bid in 2 weeks after that.
It takes about 4 weeks to run through the public.
So
bidding
we're
process.
still looking at end of June. So we're just pushing it back, back.
But at the same time, but if they keep as wet as it is, there's nothing they can do right now.
We kind of need to look at how this plan's gonna go with this COVID-19.
Similar, I just need to ask, how many days was our freeze?
45.
So should we not go before the 45 days and let a bad example of our employees?
With the advertising, doing everything and redesign, it's gonna push it to 45 days or more.
45 days would be aggressive.
That's what I'm saying, that's what I'm talking about, it's gonna push it bad with that feeling. So by the time we redesign, come back in, re-review it, then you go back out for bids and stuff, it's gonna, I mean, that's just, and that's.
Well, and maybe, I guess the other thing, maybe we can work a little harder and see if we get more donations. I'm disappointed, but I
Yeah,
understand.
My concern as I look at these numbers too is that, correct me if I'm wrong, but we had $250,000 approved with building, right?
About 275, I believe. We got about 250.
275, and then Joe Frank came back with a number of around $85,000 or $90,000 to do the work that he needs to do. So, I mean, we're looking at almost doubling what's been approved. How are we gonna pay for it?
But, you gotta understand that this money was set aside over 5, 6 years ago. Okay? And for whatever reason, we're not going into, but whatever reason, it's been pushed.
I understand,
Yeah,
but it's 265.
and it's just no. Not only is this affecting
animal control, but it also affecting the fire department.
It's losing our fire.
I'm not saying don't do it.
No, I'm
We
just
need
saying,
to do it.
but I'm just saying, that if we go out and we're gonna, what we're gonna do to make up the additional fund, we know we're not to do a loan. Now it would be more better than the loan that we would have to additional loan much as it would have been before, in my opinion.
Did we ever have a contractor look at this just to see what the cost was?
Yeah, during the design phase a couple times, and obviously we got the bids with the height, these bids range from 816, the next one was 832, went all the way up to $1,200,000. So, yeah, I mean, we $100 to $330 a square foot of the heated space. It's about $126 on the roof. We were getting more like 100. We're getting 90 to 100 under roof and 250 to 275 heated. So, and part of it is it's so small. That's what's hurting our dollars per square foot. But even at that, and probably what we need to look at is trying to get our heated square footage up. It's still going to be, it's kind of a inverse equation, but because it sounds counterintuitive to increase your square footage, but it'll make your dollars per square foot go down. Try to get more bang for the buck is basically what we're trying to do. So, and I'll reach back out to Murphy and Son and a couple of others that were low and pick their brain and say, hey, where were the high dollar items? What do we need to change? What's costing so much on this thing? They've always been good to work with us in the past to help us identify those things.
What is their, I don't know a whole lot about construction. What is their typical profit margin? 35, 40%?
No, most of them are doing 5 to 8% for general conditions, and some of them are taking it at 5 to 6% right now, which is low. Yeah, so 10, 15% at most.
Do you think really? I don't know how they survive like
I
that.
don't either. We're probably going to award a job next week, about $1.2 million, and the contractor showed me the numbers. He had 5% margin. So, not a lot of wiggle room on that side of the equation.
I don't know. That contradicts some of the things that I'm subject to.
Yeah. Well, in the last year and a half, we've seen construction costs just skyrocket. I don't know if it's material subs or what. We've had things that the same design we did 3 years ago that costed $150 a foot are now costing $300, $400 a square foot. It's been difficult to manage.
Sounds like somebody's trying to
County's
catch up.
really growing, you can do stuff like that, but not now.
Right.
We don't know what we're coming back to.
That's right.
Even thinking about something of this magnitude at this time, I think it's improper anyway.
And, something else to talk through with the contractors is supply chain, trying to figure out what we can get from China now. It may influence what materials we specify. And, there's a lot of new things to think through moving forward. So we need to investigate that as well.
Well, Doug, once again, I want to say thank you for everything that you've done for the city and for the animal shelter. We couldn't have gotten this far without you.
We should have better news today, but I just.
Yeah, me too.
Recommend.
Need a motion, yeah.
We have a motion to extend,
To reject.
reject all bids.
Yes.
I make a motion to follow the recommendation of the consultant and reject all the bids.
Roll call.
Hagan.
Aye.
McLendon.
Aye.
Brooks.
Aye.
Hobbs. Harris.
Aye.
Bryant. Milton.
Thank you, motion carried. Item number 11 is something we came up with Friday. And all that, we didn't have all the information when we visited with Attorney Kenny Stockman. And we're unable to charge a $20 application fee where we were going with this was to charge a fee and waive the fee if they did bank draft. But Kenny did say we could change the deposit fee, reduce it by $20 if they would do bank draft.
Or any other number, that's one.
We're just looking at a way to encourage more people to pay online. We'd like to work toward more online payments, bank drafts, get more information out there how a bank draft works. You receive your bill the first 3 days of the month, somewhere around there. Well, we do not pull it out of your account until the 15th. So you have that much time if you want to dispute your bill and stop bank draft. We need to get a lot more information out there, but it's something we'd like to try. We did an online application form last week. Gia put it together, did an excellent job. What was it, Thursday, Gia? We never advertised it. Somebody found it Thursday night and filled out the application online. Automatic application. We were dumbfounded the next day.
4 last night.
Huh?
We received another 4 last night.
Last night, another 4. So that shows you how this is working. We're looking at even automate it even more, where it won't take a human to set up an account or anything. But like I said, we hadn't even advertised, hadn't really told anybody, and they found it. We're surprised they're finding it online. So this is something we'd like to do with the board's agreement, to encourage
So
more.
what do you need from the board tonight?
I don't think you need anything tonight. They're just going to set up, I mean, if you want to do something with the deposit, that's what y'all need to look at. The way you could do it is that, what's the water deposit right now? I don't know, I haven't had to do it.
$75 for a homeowner and $125 for a rent.
Okay, so 125 for a rental, for 75 for a homeowner. So, you know, and I'm just using a number, I'm not saying, but if you wanted to say the deposit for someone who came in and wanted to set up their payment on auto draft, their deposit might be 50. And if they didn't, you leave it at 75. You could do something different on the rental, you know, or if you want to do the same thing, you could do it like that.
So technically, you're discounting.
Well, basically what you're doing, you're saying we still need a deposit, everybody's gonna be a deposit, but because you're doing auto draft, the city effectively gets their money.
Faster.
Technically they do, but like the mayor said, you know, the bills come out on the 3rd, you may have a lot of people that pay on the 5th. They do the draft, you don't get it, they're not gonna draft it to the 15th, but it certainly would probably create a better, month, and you would have a better number, I would think better numbers. I'm not the city clerk, obviously, but, that is a way you could do it. I think what the mayor they first thought about, you could have an application fee, but waive it if you did auto draft. That wouldn't be fair. But the deposit would just be lower if you opted to do the auto draft. Now, online payments would be different.
So this caveat out there, I'm just asking now, but to increase your deposit fee by $20 for the one that don't set up a draft, so we can do.
You could do that.
I don't, because that way we taking money out, and this way we putting money in. I'm saying if somebody
Think
come
about it, I
in,
got you.
if somebody come in now with the fee that is started now, you would tell them, this is what your fee will be. Take what we're doing, then, if we reduce it by 20, then we taking $20 off our revenue.
But deposits aren't revenue anyway.
Well,
Here's what we're doing, yes, we are taking $20. But that deposit money's not ours. It's-
I'm good,
I got you, I see what you're saying.
Why don't we change it from a deposit to a hookup fee, and take $20 from the hookup fee?
There's some pros and cons.
He said, what do we need to do for him to move forward for the mayor?
And I think just come up with a policy amendment like you was talking about by the next meeting.
Reduce it $20
Okay, that's fine.
for the deposit, but it has to be for 12 months. They have to have the direct deposit for 12 months.
Okay, I'm good.
Do we need a motion with that?
Yeah, I think so. That's fine.
Okay, can we get a motion to amend the use of charge ordinance?
Can we table this and then actually bring back one next meeting?
You're probably better off, because we're not gonna get all this put together.
Yeah,
We're not gonna get all this put together.
That's what I said.
We may have some more questions or something more to throw at you. I mean,
I make a motion that we table item 11 and ask the mayor to come back next meeting with a policy on
actually,
reducing the fee by $20.
You might want to look at commercial too while you're doing it.
Commercial,
Yeah.
I'll second.
did we get a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Item number 12, authorize Mayor Perkins to sign stormwater control agreement with the National Resource Conservation Service fiscal year 2020. We've got two of these projects. Mr. Joe Frank will explain them to us. We're very fortunate that Congress has funded a lot of money down for these stormwater projects.
I went back in, gosh, it's back in September now. But NRCS come look at the projects, qualified. I think all of them we asked to look at qualified according to our funding here. So, to go through all of them. This is
We're gonna deal with the two of them, I mean, deal with the two of them, deal with.
Yeah, it was two sets of them, but one of them, we were 75% would be the federal government's money, 25% out of national money. It will have to be funded somewhat in 2021 stormwater projects. We haven't had one of these in over 10 years. These things do not come around very often. We're fortunate in Congress, we've had a lot of rainfall, a lot of stormwater events in the last 2 or 3 years. The last project we did, I think, was in 17, the small one. It took Joe Frank over 3 years to get the funding.
I guess the reason there's two different appropriations is there's two different fees.
Okay.
That's why it is. If one line event, and they looked at some prices, and we had another one. That's why they're two different.
So we're very fortunate.
Projects, I guess you could say, according to them.
What is our 25% amount? But it won't be in this budget year.
This first one will.
First one,
Yeah. Second one had to be next year's budget. Like I said, getting,
It won't be in 19th budget, will it?
the first one will, the,
$114,700.
yeah, that'll be in this year's budget.
Okay.
And then the next one would be in next year's budget, one more.
That's 142.
And we're receiving over, over a million on that.
We need to take advantage of it.
Matter of fact, the reason, I should have done this for this COVID thing. They had to nudge me because I forgot about it, with so much going on. But this is something I think would be best. We're very pleased to even be awarded. Any more questions, Mr. Joe? Audience? We have a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted. Item 13, second NRCS project, 2021.
Motion to approve.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted.
Yes, but no.
Number 14, freeze iron 45 days and promotions.
And I just think this is just prudent on us as a city official. Because we want to keep, our personnel is essential to the city, whether we wouldn't have them. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we can keep on employed. When something change, we can always change in 45 days, you know. And on those same lines, we need to be aware before we go out for position. I don't know, we need to look at pilot and at this time. That won't affect nothing that's already been done, but put off from this day forward, there'll be 45 days. And those are the reasons because of COVID-19.
Do we have a second?
I'll make one comment to that, because Oxford is furloughing over 100 employees.
130.
Guyville,
130?
Yep.
Guyville just, they laid off a lot.
Real.
Our goal is to try to keep everybody essential and keep them working. And this is the start.
We don't have a second to this.
You keep it, look. I made a motion.
We got a motion, we got a second, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion granted.
Yeah.
Mr. Sonny?
Right. You vote.
Second.
All in favor? Motion granted. Thank y'all, appreciate it.